Hey everyone, thank you for joining Slim Sports Interviews today. As always, I am your host, JD. Joining me today is a 6'7" forward out of Radford University, Mr. Double Double, Mr. Efficiency, Justin Archer. What's going on, J Arch?
Good find. Oh, my
And
goodness.
Archer over Sophomore with authority.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Doing good, bro. Blessed to have you on here. You had
Appreciate it.
an
Thanks for having me.
you had an incredible season this year with Radford. Your team went 21-14 overall, made a run in the CBI tournament, making it all the way to the semifinals. Conference play came. Your guys' team took off 12-6 overall, but went on a 9-game win streak. We'll get onto
Yep.
that in a bit. You yourself, 7.7 points a game, 7 rebounds, shooting 63% from the field. That's why I call you Mr. Efficient. You just do not miss. I know throughout your career that's been a big part of your game, making sure that you're getting these easy points, getting those offensive rebounds, putting it back in. What have you done throughout your career to really become so efficient?
I think just just working out as much as I can, finishing around the rim. Just main thing I focus on. Just playing hard, just try to do the best thing I can, to help the team. Um, you know, you don't always have to do what everybody else tries to do. You just do what you're good at, and then that's why I base myself off of.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've seen you play in person, obviously. When you get those second chance points, you're getting those offensive rebounds, and you're not trying to make the super athletic play. You're not trying to make the
Right.
highlight play. You're doing what a lot of people, refer to as the fundamentals, the technique. What would you say is your biggest strength as far as your consistency?
Like you said, just focusing on the little things. Like you said, I don't gotta be too flashy, try to dunk everything. Uh, all that matters is that the ball goes in the basket. So that's like the main thing I like to do and take pride in myself with. When, like you said, with finishing around the rim and my efficiency. So that's just the main thing I like to do.
Absolutely. And it helped your team out a lot. Like I said before, 21-14 overall. I know you guys had a tough non-conference schedule going against Kansas State, who has Keontae Johnson, who's without a doubt going to be a first-round pick this year, Marquise Null
Mm.
as well. You guys ended up going against VCU, Notre Dame, ended up going against a very tough Eastern Kentucky team that also made a run in the postseason in that CBI tournament. What was it about this Radford team this year that was really special, that really clicked to help you guys succeed?
I think we were, focused on being together, playing hard, listening to what the coach said, and then we just all bought into the same thing. Just winning is the main thing everybody wants to do. We had a lot of transfers that come in. They have to prove themselves, and we just took our pride to the side and like, listen, we got to do what's best for the team. When we want to win, we want to make a run at it, try to go, make it to March Madness or go deep into the postseason with the conference tournament. That's just the main thing we focus on, just being together and playing for each other.
Absolutely. And you mentioned you guys had some transfers. You're one of those transfers coming in, but you also brought in Daquan Smith out of Murray State, Brian Antoine from Villanova. Those were the two main scorers on this year's team. You yourself, you had a couple of games where, you went in, got double figures, did whatever you had to do for your team. But most of the time, you let them handle the scoring. You kind of went down low, did the dirty work, fought for
Mm.
rebounds, fought for second chance points. How would you describe your specific role on this Radford team?
Like you said, just do the dirty work. Do the things that everybody doesn't want to do. I feel like that's just got me um where I'm at today, the playing time that I earned coming here. So like I said, just doing the dirty work, doing the things that everybody didn't want to do. Making sure my guys can get open shots, open looks for them to be able to score. Because I don't have to be, the main scorer. That's not. I would say that's my role or just my position at the moment. But just doing whatever I can to help us win because I'm always big on winning. That's just what I pride myself on because if we win, everybody eats. So that's just the mindset I always have.
Absolutely. And that's been the story of your career. Wherever you've gone, you've had winning seasons, you've been able to be
Right.
successful. And Radford was no exception. Like I said, you guys went 12-6 in conference. During that conference play, after the first couple of games, you guys something just seemed to click, something came together, and you guys ended up going on a 9-game win streak, just dominating your opponents night after night. What was it around that time of the season that really seemed to click for you guys that separated yourselves from the rest of the pack?
I feel like it was our non-conference schedule. We played, like you said, we played Kansas State, we played VCU, we played a lot of these tough teams, Notre Dame, we played Marquette first game. We was doing well against those teams, those high level competition games, and we just brought in the conference play. And then once we got into conference play, we like you said, we bought in, did whatever we had to do to win, and that's what we were playing for, going on that nine game win streak.
Yeah, and besides that 9-game win streak, not only did your team do really well, you yourself, you turned it into another gear. You just something snapped. I'm guessing someone made you mad at practice, and you just started dominating because you had 3 straight games where you had double doubles, including an 18-point, 13-rebound game against High Point. The Big South Conference, they saw what you were doing. They recognized you. They gave you Player of the Week during that span where you averaged 16.5 points, 12.5 rebounds, and you shot 82.4% from the field. What was it around that time that really just kind of clicked for you that turned into another gear?
Just seeing us win and doing whatever it took to win. I never really went to the game thinking how much I'm gonna score. I just always went to the game of how I'm gonna impact the game, and like I said, just rebound, defend, just help my team the best way I can, and the scoring came with that. That's just what happened at the time. They always had it. They always had it clicking, like you said. Daquan and B, they take a lot of the scoring loads. So when I had it going, they just fed me the ball. Like I said, do whatever it took to win. So I guess that's just what sparked it.
Absolutely. You did whatever you had to do to help your team win. You averaged 7 rebounds a game, led your team in rebounds. You had 10 games where you had double-figure rebounds, including, of course, like I said, that 3-game stretch where you had those double-doubles. Just offensive rebound after offensive rebound, went down, played defense, got rebounds there, did whatever you had to do. Like I said before, doing the dirty work for your team. You have that experience as a veteran player, playing the past 2 seasons at the junior college level. Your first season at Vincennes, you were an All-American honorable mention, averaged 11.5 points, 5.8 rebounds, shooting 55% from the field. And then your second year at Florida Southwestern, guys went 24-6 overall during that season. Like I said, you're used to winning. That's nothing new for you. 6.3 points per game, 4 rebounds, and shooting 70% from the field on a stacked FSW roster. All of those bigs, as you very well know, all are now playing and starting at the Division I level this past season. What was it about the junior college level that helped improve your game for those 2 years?
Coming out of high school, I didn't really have much. Went to prep school. I didn't have much. That was COVID as well, so that kind of took a toll on me. And I ended up going to Vincennes, so that was my first year. When I went to him, I was taught a lot, playing hard. That was like the main thing I always took pride on. He was always big on playing hard, rebounding. Just like you said, you're doing the dirty work. And then with that mindset, I just always carried it over to wherever I went from that point on, because he just taught me how to win. Even though I was winning in high school, he just took it to another level. Going to Vincennes, I didn't really understand how hard it was playing at a college level, and whatever he taught me, I took it and did what I had to do and just kept moving forward with that. So I think with that experience and him teaching me, and then going to FSW with Coach Murphy and those guys, that brought it to a whole different level, because we had a whole bunch of D1 players on our team. So the competitive spirit was in practice. Coach Murphy knows how to coach the guys, how to coach me, how to coach everybody that went through that program. So that going through that and then bringing it, to Radford is just the JUCO mindset I was bringing. I'm always glad I went the JUCO route, because it's nothing like it. You come from there, you can do it wherever you go from that point on.
Yeah, every single JUCO prospect product can absolutely agree on this. It takes a special breed to play at that junior college level. You have to have a mindset where you want to learn, you want to get better. And obviously, you coming from 2 very successful programs, you know that very well.
Yeah.
During your second year in college at FSW, you had some injuries that went on. You missed a good chunk of the season because of those lower body injuries.
Right.
How did you persevere and get better throughout that process? How did you really kind of stay in shape to where when you came back, you were able to produce?
Right. It was I would say it was rough at first because like you said, coming from Vincennes, I was a JUCO All American, and with that mindset, I decided to do another year JUCO just to enhance whatever I had going on at that time. And then unfortunately, I got an injury. I just had to take a step back and evaluate what was going on, and like I said, just get back as healthy as possible. Then I got healthy. I started the season with FSW. Um, I would say probably being the main guy, like just coming back, and I was prepared, and I was able to get ready to do what I was came there for, and then I ended up getting injured again. So from that point on, I had to really just take the back seat. B, he was a monster out there, and I just say, listen, hey, he do his thing. I'm gonna do the dirty work, and then I think that's where also it came from. I don't gotta, always can't always be the star guy. That's just not realistic. Wherever you go, you just gotta accept the role you're in, and then winning is the main thing. Always want to win. So with that being said, injury is a part of what happens. You just gotta take your toll on it, and just keep working through it and get better from there.
Absolutely. And you mentioned in Brian Silabonge, he just spent this past season at Tulsa, averaged basically a double-double over there as well, one of the best rebounders in the country. You still helped out a lot. He was obviously that primary. He was basically the star player on that team. You had yourself, Jonathan Dos Anjos, Cameron Stitt, Kyan Cleary, a bunch of really talented guys with size. And I've talked with the coaches myself, obviously, they all agree that you doing the little things to help the team out, having guys like that really helps your team bring them to another level. So you really helped out a lot, even though you didn't average double figures, you didn't, average 20 points a game, whatever, you helped your team win. And that, like you said, is the most important thing. 24-6 overall, 9-3 in conference. And that helped get you to the Division I level, to Radford, obviously. And you guys didn't end up making it to March Madness, unfortunately. You made a good run in that Big South tournament, but ended up still getting that postseason nod, made it to the CBI, but then injury struck again right before the tournament. You ended up getting hurt, rolled your ankle. What went through your mind when that happened, and how did you still manage to help your team despite being on the bench?
It sucked because right before we ended up flying out, we had like a little practice, and so in my mind, I'm like, this can't happen again. I just came back from last year dealing with it, and like as soon as the season's almost over, I ended up doing it. So it sucked, but I had to take whatever came with it. Try to help my team, just being vocal out there. My coaches always want me about being vocal, and I think that doing that and the injury, it helped me express with the team. Try to help them the best way I can. Even though I can't be out there, I can be with them in spirit and also vocally. So I think that's just like when my mindset how it went when I my ankle.
Yeah, and you guys made it all the way to the semifinals, made a good run, had a great season, like I said, and now you guys are heading into next year, and the transfer portal plays a big impact on every single team during the offseason. I checked verbal commits; they had their little transfer portal tracker on there, and I looked at Radford. I looked at your guys' roster. You guys do have 5 guys that have used up their eligibility. They're going to be moving on to the professional level or whatever they want to do with their lives. But no one has entered the transfer portal from Radford, which is very rare nowadays in the NCAA. How do you feel like that's going to help you guys for next season, bring back a majority of this year's squad?
I would say bonding. Bonding is like the main thing. This was a whole new team this year, and like everybody can see what we did with that. All we needed was another year of being together, knowing each other, bringing a couple guys going to buy into what we already got going on. Coach Nice he's going to be in his 3rd year with the staff and everything, so he got more experience with us, more time with us. So I think it's going to help us a lot. I think you see a lot of the teams that stay together, they go on these big runs, and I think we could be one of those teams that end up doing it.
Absolutely. A great example is this year's FAU team. A lot of people don't realize most of those guys, basically everyone that played throughout that tournament, they were there the year, 2 years before. So that cohesion, don't be surprised if Radford ends up in FAU's position next year. That's what I'm hearing.
Exactly. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't hop on the bandwagon now. If you ain't with us, stay over there.
Absolutely, man. And you yourself, you're getting ready this offseason. Obviously, you had that injury at the end, did your rehab. Now you're back. You just had you just got back from practice.
Yes.
And you're continuing to get better, having those workouts. What are you doing with your game specifically to really get better and take that next jump next season?
I would say just enhance, just get stronger, enhance some moves I can do around the rim, some low post things. Like I said, I just base my pride off of playing hard, doing the dirty work. So whatever comes with that, then that's the case. You can't really teach how hard somebody plays. So I always just go into the season with that mindset. Just want to make sure I bring it every day. I'll probably say another thing is just being more vocal. If you know me, you know I don't really talk that much. So so kind of it translates a little bit on the court, but I'm trying to get on my comfort zone. They consistently is on me about that. Just become more of a defensive anchor for the team, more of a vocal leader for the team. Instead of showing by action, I can show by the word now too. So I think that's just the main thing I'm going into with the season.
Absolutely, man. And there's no doubt in my mind. I've seen you play in person. I've seen you practice in person. The work ethic that you have, you and this Radford team next season is going to do some damage, not just in your conference, but in the NCAA. I am so happy that I got to have you on here. I know it's been forever.
Yes.
So
long overdue, man.
Absolutely, man. I am so happy to have you on here, especially after you had such a great season. And I can't wait to have you back on here after you guys make it to March Madness next year.
For sure. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me always.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
All right.